How's it going, YouTube? My name is ElvinNinja7, your resident Mistweaver monk, and guys, today I have a brand new build guide for you guys. This is going to be a raid Mistweaver guide for patch 10.1 or season 2 of Dragonflight. And guys, you guys can probably already see the elephant in the room, but this build is not rocking Ancient Teachings. For the first time in forever, I know you guys have been asking for builds that don't run Ancient Teachings, and this is actually the current most optimal way to play Mistweaver in raid. So we're going to be talking about this build, all the synergies, what allows it to work, and why we are switching to it. And then we're going to show the ramp, the new ramp playstyle that we have. It's very fun, very cool, and does so much healing all at once. And then we're going to be showing some gameplay footage of those ramps in a raid scenario. So guys, first up, let's talk about our tier set and how that actually is what allows this playstyle to work. So first off, before we talk about Ancient Teachings and Clouded Focus, we're going to talk about Yu'lon. So Yu'lon has a higher ceiling than Chi-Ji, so it can do more healing, but it is limited by the amount of mana that it costs, because we have to be pressing Enveloping Mist, and those are only 50% less effective, whereas Chi-Ji can make them free on mana. So you can actually cast Chi-Ji and spend no mana, gain mana in fact, whereas with Yu'lon, you have to be spending some amount of mana. So our tier set allows us to play a less mana efficient playstyle. And mana efficient is probably not the right word, because you do want to be mana efficient to allow yourself to play this, but we can play a playstyle that uses or intends to use more mana, because our 2 set is going to be giving us mana back. Now this can only happen once every 6 seconds. So once every 6 seconds, our Renewing Mist will have a chance to proc. Or basically, it can proc once every 6 seconds, and that will be giving us some of our mana back. Now, our 4-piece also plays into this playstyle, so drinking a tea or gaining our Soulfang infusion will increase our healing of our Vivify and Renewing Mist by 40% for 6 seconds. So these are 2 separate things, but if we get our 2 set, we get our 4 set, and then if we drink a tea, we get our 4 set. So our Vivify and our Renewing Mist is going to be doing a ton more healing. So already we're still going to be playing that Vivify, pounding that cleave healing from Vivify playstyle. And guys, the best way to do that in raid currently is Clouded Focus. So we're going to be running 1 minute Yu'lon. So once every minute, we're going to get a big ramp, a big healing ramp. And we're going to do that by the Enveloping Mists that we cast off of Yu'lon are going to be spawning some Renewing Mists. And then we're going to use those Renewing Mists to cleave big healing through Clouded Focus. So guys, I'll show you what that ramp looks like, but this is the core build. Basically, if you want a base cookie cutter version of it, we're going to summon Yu'lon with as many haste buffs and as many buffs as possible. We're going to use that to get as many Renewing Mists out as possible, and then we're going to pick a target and just slam some Vivifies into them and just pump a ton of healing, cleave a ton of healing onto them. We're going to do that through Shao's Lesson, hopefully getting that haste buff, but all the buffs are good here. We're going to do that with Invoker's Delight, getting a ton of haste when we summon Yu'lon, and lastly, we're going to get a ton of haste from Secret Infusion by using it on Renewing Mist. Alright, so that is the build, and now let's talk about the ramp. So ideally, when you go to ramp, you're already going to have some Renewing Mists applied, because we're going to make sure that we're never at 2 stacks, and we're going to be extending the ones that we do press with Rising Mist. So you should always have a good number of Renewing Mists out, but our ramp window is all about getting as many Renewing Mists out as possible and abusing them with Clouded Focus. So we're going to make sure that we're right up against the boss. And you'll see why. We're actually going to make sure that we're in melee so that we can get a Rising Sun kickoff to just extend all the hots that we're going to apply at the start of our ramp. So how our ramp is going to go is we're going to start it off by pressing our Renewing Mist charges. So if we have 2, we're going to press 1, and then we're going to Thunder Focus Tea the second. If we only have 1, we're just going to Thunder Focus Tea that one. That's going to give us a haste buff from Secret Infusion. And then right after that, we're going to press, if we're running Shao's Lesson, we're going to press Sheilun's Gift, and that's going to give us hopefully more of a haste buff, but if not, it's just going to give us a big healing buff during our window. So we're going to Renewing Mist, Thunder Focus Tea, Renewing Mist, Shao's Lesson, so we're just buffed up to the max, and then we're going to press Yu'lon, summon her, and we're going to get 5 Enveloping Mist off. These Enveloping Mists are going to spawn Rapid Diffusions. They're going to give boosted healing from just all the talents that we take and what Enveloping Mist does. But the most important thing is that they're going to spawn a lot of Renewing Mists out. Now, these Renewing Mists are short, so we're going to want to extend them. So after we've pressed 5 Renewing Mists, we're going to do a Rising Sun Kick. And then from there, that is when our ramp is complete, and now we need to capitalize on it. And we do that by abusing Clouded Focus. So now that we have all of our hots out, we're going to pick the lowest health target, channel Soothing Mist into them. So let's say this training dummy is about to die somehow, because even though we're ramping, they're still standing in a swirly. We're going to pick them, channel Soothing Mist, press Enveloping Mist once to give them the healing buff, and then just start spamming Vivify. So now let me go ahead and do this. So let me get some Show's Lesson stacks. And then since we're going to be trying to show a real raid scenario, let me get just a couple of Renewing Mists out. So I'm just going to summon some, or cast some Enveloping Mists on these guys to get some Renewing Mists out through Rapid Diffusion. And let's go ahead and start the ramp. So we're going to press Renewing Mist, Thunder Focus Tea, Renewing Mist, Show's Lesson, Summon Yu'lon, Enveloping Mist, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to look to extend it, and then we're going to pick our lowest health target or tank, channel Soothing Mist, cast 1 Enveloping Mist, and then just spam Vivify. And look at all that cleaved healing. It is a ton. So much healing. Healing done, 478,000 per second. I mean, just unreal amounts of healing, and we can do that once a minute. Now, once again, I do not currently, this is the live server, so I don't have the tier set yet, but you can see that on the off time, while we're not in these 1-minute ramps, we're gonna really be looking to maximize these Soulfang Infusion procs. We're just gonna make sure that we're never sitting at 2 stacks of Renewing Mists, make sure that we have those casts. We're gonna get as many Rising Sun Kicks as possible to get those extensions, but also to get those free Renewing Mists. So the downtime is kind of the hardest part of this ramp. Once you have that rotation kind of mastered, and let me just do it one last time. So let me get a couple Shayloon's Gift stacks. For some reason, I just lost a Shayloon's Gift stack. Okay, so we'll just go in with one. So I'm gonna Renewing Mist. Oh, I didn't even Thunder Focus Tea it. That's okay. We'll just Thunder Focus Tea Essence Font, and we'll Show's Lesson, Yu'lon. We'll cast 1 Enveloping Mist, 1 Enveloping Mist, 1. That's 3, 4. Let's heal this guy. And then we're gonna get a Rising Sun Kick off, and then we're gonna pick the tank or the lowest health target and channel. So during the downtime, once this is on cooldown, that's kind of the hardest part of this build, because especially this is going to look the same. This little ramp is going to look the same every single time. So we really want to capitalize, or we really want to maximize our healing in that time too. Now, Essence Font is a great healing option, and especially because we're going to be extending those hots with Rising Mist. But the problem is that we're not going to be running Mastery with this build. We're going to look to run Haste. We're going to look to run Crit, so we're just slamming some big heals. And then we're going to want a little bit of Verse for survivability, and then also for a little bit more healing. So we're not going to be running Mastery. So the Mastery doubling effect of Essence Font is it's just going to lose a lot of value. So already we're getting a little bit less value from our mana that we're spending to cast this, and it's just a ton of mana. And the whole point of our downtime is going to be to get back our mana. So we're going to do that once again by just making sure we are never fully stacked of Renewing Mists, and that we are always cycling our punches and kicks for Spirit of the Crane procs, and to just maximize our hot extension so that we are getting as much healing as possible. And then we're also going to make sure that when we get to about 5 or 6 Renewing Mists out during the downtime, we're just going to make sure that we are pressing that that free Vivify from our Vivacious Vivification. That is so hard to say. So that is the ramp. That is the playstyle. You guys see how much healing we can burst out, and just imagine it in a raid scenario. Actually, don't imagine it, because I'm about to show you guys some gameplay. Hopefully I explained it very well. I mean, it is kind of complicated if you're just jumping into it, but once you do it a couple of times, it really becomes second nature and like muscle memory. And I do personally miss running Ancient Teachings, and you guys still can. Basically, you could still just swap Ancient Teachings here and Chi-Ji and run Jade Bond and go and build however Guys, that's gonna do it for this video. That has been the new build, the new Yu'lon ramping build. Personally, I'm a huge fan. I love Yu'lon. I also love casting and just soothing misting, so I think it's a very cool build, and it also just pumps the healing. Now, don't get me wrong, you can still fist weave, and you can play a very similar build that you're used to playing with Ancient Teachings and Chi-Ji, but this is just currently the highest performing build, and that utilizes the one that utilizes our tier set the most currently. So guys, I personally enjoy this playstyle a lot, but if you do, make sure and hit like on this video. Make sure that you guys comment down below that you're excited to try it, and let me know what you guys think if you would change any of these talents, because it's still very early in the season and I have kind of just been testing things around, so some of these might have been swapped at some point, just I forgot to swap them back. But for the most part, this is the core of the build, and make sure you guys summon your Jade Serpent statues. But guys, our tier set is looking awesome. Our new playstyle is looking awesome. All these talents are starting to really work together and start pumping the healing. So I am very excited to play some Mistweaver in 10.1. If you are as well, make sure that you guys are hitting subscribe before you leave today, because you do not want to miss any Mistweaver content. I have plenty of it that I'm going to be spewing all over you guys. Also, lots more healing content in general. Some of the other specs I do plan on playing a lot more and trying to push some other classes in Mythic Plus and in rating. So make sure you guys stick around for that. And guys, my name is LBNinja7. This has been a quick guide video for the new playstyle, just to catch you guys up if you are not in the loop or if you did not get a chance to test in the PTR. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And guys, thank you so much for all the support. I just hit 2,000 subscribers, and I plan to keep going. I'm not stopping this anytime soon. I'm gonna be a full-time YouTuber, so you guys might as well hop on the train now. Keep showing your support. You guys are doing great. My dream is right in front of me, and you guys are making it a reality, and I really appreciate that. But guys, that's enough sappy stuff for today. Make sure you guys do all the sellout stuff down below, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys are enjoying 10.1 as much as I am. I am excited for it to actually officially launch and get all these Mythic Plus videos out of the way. So I'm excited for all that and to make more content for you guys. So thank you guys so much. That's gonna do it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.